4, almost upon us. We're recording this before Thursday Night Football, if anyone is asking. Before you get your pitchforks and torches, we are aware that the lighting is hot garbage, and that the camera quality is not any better. We are working towards it. Be patient. We wanted to get this one out as soon as we could, considering we're already late to the party. I mean, it's week 4. We missed like 3 weeks of this. And by missed, I mean we totally watched all the games. We just didn't record any of this because this is new.
Because he didn't know I liked football.
He did. I was unaware of her commitment to like it. I don't even know how to say it. It's impressive. She never really like watched football until we were married, and
Growing up.
she watched it growing up, but not nearly as like interesting. Not that I'm a crazy big football fan, but we were watching football. Next thing I know, she asked if we could watch tonight's game. I know I didn't care. I would have been perfectly happy skipping tonight's game, considering what it is. She was like, "Can we watch tonight's game?" I'm like, "I guess if you want to." So,
Heaven forbid.
men, find you a woman who likes your interests, I suppose. Anyway, we're late. This video will probably go out after Thursday Night Football has already started. So,
considering it starts in 15 minutes.
Right. So that's how late we are. So,
Listen,
let's
we work long jobs.
we do work long jobs. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Do you want to start with your ranking? I'm sure everyone loves how good a quality. You can barely see it. It looks so bad.
Green Bay helmet of
No, you can't.
Green Bay, and then
Well, and look at the footballs. The footballs, like the logos on the footballs, do not come in. I apologize. Please be patient. We're working on it. Excuse you. Anyway, would you like to go through your... We're only doing top 15 because our whiteboard is only 15 tall. We could get 16, but we decided top 15. So, that's what we're doing. If you don't like it, then sorry. Buy me a new whiteboard and we'll buy us a bigger whiteboard and we'll get a big one and do all 32 team ranking.
That sentence didn't make any sense. Don't hush, baby girl me.
I did. Go. It's Europe. Come on.
Okay, I have Green Bay at the top, as you can clearly tell.
You gonna explain anything? You're just gonna move on.
It's all arbitrary. This is my gut feeling, and my gut is only sometimes incorrect. And then I have the Bills, and then the Rams, and then the Bucks. So only because if I put the Colts first, I would never hear the end.
That is not true.
This is true. And then the Colts.
That's not true.
And
Don't
then
listen to her.
The Broncos.
Don't look at me. Look at the camera.
I was told they can't listen to me, so I guess I have to stop.
Oh my gosh. They can listen to you.
Okay. And then the Chargers, Vikings, Eagles, 49ers, Ravens, Lions, Seahawks, Commanders, and then the Chiefs, but only begrudgingly. And that's why they're at the very, very bottom, as far down as I can get them. I don't think the Chiefs. I think they're silly this year.
That's okay. You're allowed to have your opinions.
They don't have...
You, go ahead.
They don't have good synergy. They're like, literally,
You heard it here first.
And the leading guy look like they would rather throw hands than play football.
You heard it here first. The Chiefs have no synergy, which I do agree with, to be fair. I'll go over my rankings. As you can so easily tell what these teams are, based on their footballs, very clearly. At number 1, I have the Buffalo Bills. I'm a big believer in the Bills this year. Comeback against the Ravens was insane. I like the Bills this year. It's my number 1. Number 2, I have Green Bay. I know they just lost to the Browns. You can hate me all you want. I think they have a good team. I think they've been playing well together, all things considered. Number 3, I have the Lions, who, of course, already lost to Green Bay. But, like, they've also put up almost 40 points twice. Like, they've had, 90-some points in 2 games? Like, ridiculous. And you can't tell me that they're not going to be good. I know their defense could use a little bit more help, considering the Ravens put 30 on them. But I think the Lions are still good this year. I think anyone who's telling you otherwise is wrong. I think the Ravens are good this year. Um, their uh, their defense needs to get it together 100%, especially with how much talent they have on that team. They shouldn't be losing these games. In all honesty, the Ravens should probably be 3-0 if we're being realistic. I have Yeah, they're 1-2, but they've lost to the Bills and the Lions. Like they've lost to arguably two of the top three teams in the league. Like you can't. It's a bad argument to say that the Ravens are bad because, like, the games they've lost have been good games against good opponents. And that's why they're lower than those opponents, but higher than everyone else. At 5, I have the Rams. Despite what the Eagles did, I do think the Rams are a better football team. From what we've seen across 3 weeks, right? Across 3 games, I think the Rams have played better as a football team than the Eagles have. Um, I have the Chargers at 6. I think they have a really impressive resume. Honestly, the best resume of any team in the league right now. I mean, beating the Broncos and the Chiefs is insane. The Raiders is like whatever.
The Chiefs good. Beating
Hush.
Chiefs is not insane.
It was week 1, though. Like coming out and beating the Chiefs week 1 is a statement, especially when the Chiefs were supposed to be good this year, and obviously they're not. But like whatever. I have the Eagles at 7. I'm a little bit higher on the Eagles than she is. Um, like on paper, they have the best roster, right? Like on paper, they have the best roster. They haven't shown that they have the best roster, which is why I don't have them number. Like honestly, I don't think they're the number one team in the league right now. They just haven't shown it. Like the Rams have shown a better team than what the Eagles have. And obviously, the Eagles have a fairly good resume. I mean, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and then the Rams, that's nothing to scoff at. But, like, you look back at the Cowboys Chiefs games, like, the Eagles didn't play well. Like, I don't know. I'm not super high on the Eagles this year. I think they need to get their shit together if they want to win again. Um, I don't even know what number it is now, but I have the Colts. Really impressed with the Colts this year. Um, 8. The only reason I had them higher than the Bucks, my Bucks, is because the Colts have a better resume. The Colts have beaten the Dolphins, the Broncos, and the Titans. So they have at least a real win on their resume in the Broncos, whereas the Bucks have beaten the Falcons, the Texans, and the Jets, who are all three not real teams. Like that's the only reason that I have Colts better. I think like on paper the Bucks should be a better team. They have not shown it. I think they played just about as well as the Colts, but the Colts have a little bit better resume. I have the Broncos coming in at what? That's 10. Yeah, 10. I think on paper the Broncos are still a really good team this year. They need to get it together. I will agree, and they're going to be moving down this list quickly if they don't get it together. Um,
They've also played harder teams.
but they have played tough matchups. Like
So that's the same argument you've used for one of your higher up teams.
what, the Ravens, who are a significantly better team than the Broncos are.
I'm just pointing out that you
She
used
has a
the
good
same
point.
argument twice.
It's a good, but that's why they're 10. Like,
listen, I'm just telling you.
If they lost to bad teams, they would be below 15. If the Ravens lost to bad teams, they'd be like in the 10.
And Green Bay lost to who?
Okay. Who was calling it a fluke earlier? I think it was you.
Last week was a fluke.
That's true. Last week was a fever dream. No, coming in at number 11, I have the Seahawks. Very real team this year. I think their game against San Fran was not their best showing. I think the Seahawks could be the number 1 seed in the West if they can top the Rams. I think if the Seahawks get at least one win against the Rams, I think there's a solid chance that they take the division. I really like what I've seen with them out of the last 2 weeks, and I know they haven't played good teams, but like they're crushing these teams. Like I don't know, I've been fairly impressed with the Seahawks. We'll see how they do tonight. I have San Francisco at 12. I don't love San Francisco this year. They haven't looked great, but they've been winning tough games, so I've got to give them credit where credit is due. I have the Chiefs at 13 because I think on paper they should be a top 10 team, and they just haven't done well. To be fair, they lost against good teams. Like they've lost against the Chargers and they've lost against the Eagles. Their win against the Giants wasn't impressive. Like maybe they deserve to be close, but honestly, I can't. Okay, on paper, the Chiefs should not be a top 13 team. They shouldn't be a top 15 team. Like on paper and what we've seen of them. The problem is I don't know who's better than they are. Like, I don't think Washington's better. I don't think the Vikings are better. And frankly, I don't think any of the other teams are better. They're only at 13 because they're the next best team after San Fran. I don't think the Commanders are better. We'll go to the Commanders at 14. I don't think they've looked very good. I don't think they're better than the Chiefs. I don't think the Vikings are better than either of these teams.
So, big score last week.
The Vikings played against the Bengals.
And the Green Bay lost to who?
Hush. But you also have to remember the Vikings had 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, which is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, against a team that is like hot garbage. I don't think the Vikings are impressive.
So who?
Hush. Look, the fact is the Vikings got shut out effectively by the Falcons of all teams, who just literally got shut out against the Panthers. Like, I don't think the Vikings are very good. I think the Vikings need to get it together. They need to go win a game, win 2 games, good games, competitive games. And I think they have one
3-0
this week. They're 2-1. They lost to the Falcons.
Just said
I did just say that.
I was clearly listening.
Clearly.
I have my listening ears on. I'm not a preschool teacher. Like, I'm listening to my. I just joined the second time.
That's nice. Matchups. We have some good ones this week. Tonight, we all know, we're all watching it. Cardinals, Seahawks. Great matchup. Absolutely thrilling. Honestly, it's not going to be. Like, we both
The Seahawks are going to take.
We both have the Seahawks winning. I think it's either going to be a blowout, like 40-10. Like, I think the Seahawks.
That one game where every other point was just a field goal until the last quarter.
Yeah. I genuinely, like, either the Seahawks are going to come out and they're just going to stomp the Cardinals, or it's going to be a close game and the Seahawks are going to edge them out.
Listen, if the Cardinals win this week, it's going to be another fever dream of a week.
Probably. Second matchup.
Commanders versus.
No, Vikings Steelers in Dublin. We both have the Vikings winning. We both have the Vikings winning. Admittedly, the Steelers haven't looked great. They had the win against the Jets, which like sounds impressive on paper, except for the fact that the Jets aren't very good. And then they got beat. They got beat bad by the Seahawks, and then they just beat the Patriots, which they should not have won that game. The only reason they won that game is because the Patriots gave them the ball back so many times. The Patriots didn't want to score. That game should have been 28-21, 30-21, like not even close. But that was the Patriots being bad and not the Steelers being good. The third game, Washington Falcons. So Commanders Falcons. We both have the Commanders winning. I don't think we've been impressed by the Falcons. Not that the Commanders have been particularly impressive, but I think they're better.
Looked better.
They've looked better. That's obviously really dependent on what their injury report looks like. We haven't seen the injury report yet. That comes out on Friday, Saturday, something like that. I don't know. Because Jaden Daniels didn't play last week, and it looks like Terry McLaurin won't be playing this week. If Jaden and Terry McLaurin are both out, you kind of question, like, the Falcons could win that game. Like,
depends how many of them go down.
True. Next game is Saints Bills.
Bills.
Good talk. Lions Cleveland.
The Lions.
We have the Lions winning. Assuming they don't just shit the bed like Green Bay did last week.
Unless we've just misjudged.
Cleveland or Green Bay?
Cleveland.
And who knows? Maybe Cleveland's a good football team.
I mean, listen, the Colts were not projected to win their first game, and then they just came out and like absolutely destroyed everybody, and everyone was like, "It's a fluke," and then they came out again the next week and did the same thing, and they were like, "It's a fluke," and then they came out and did it the third time. So,
no, this is true. So
it could be a fluke, or it could just be the Colts but orange.
This is true. Next game, Panthers Patriots. We're split on this one. She has the Panthers winning. I have the Patriots winning. I think I mean, it depends on which Patriots we get to see. I mean, if we get the Patriots that have been, decent the first 2 weeks of the season, if that's the Patriots we get this week, I think they win. If we get last week's Patriots that fumbled 5 times, um, the Panthers should win. But I think they'll.
Thanks. Gut feeling Panthers. Take it or leave it.
No, that's fair. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
I
just think the Patriots are a better team on paper.
Listen, just because on paper something is better doesn't mean that in practice it is.
And I agree with you.
Travis Kelce and what's his face Mahomes should be like
get ready to hear this rant.
All-stars, and they suck right now.
This is true. Chargers Giants. Don't need to say much there. Chargers will win that game. Eagles Bucks.
It's the Bucks.
Eagles at the Bucks. As a Bucks fan,
listen. The Eagles have played the Bucks and have won 3 of the 4 games that they've played against them. When the only game that they've lost,
you're not even kind of. She's not giving you the correct data. I will give you the data because I know the data. She just is trying to remember based on what.
That's 7 times you've told me.
Hush.
Listen, my numbers might be wrong, but my 1 to all of the rest of them is correct.
For context, if you don't know, the Eagles have lost more games to the Bucks than any other team since Jalen Hurts has entered the team. Jalen Hurts himself is 1-4 against the Todd Bowles Bucks. The only game they won was at Tampa Bay on Monday night when they had A.J. Brown.
It was Monday night, not the players.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. That was in 2023. That was Baker's first year. Last couple of years, Baker hasn't been good under the lights. Looks a little bit better now. But that's a story for another time. The Eagles are undefeated when A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley are all playing. So that's an interesting stat. But then the Eagles are 6-3 in the playoffs. One of those losses was to the Chiefs in that Super Bowl a couple years ago. The other 2 losses are to the Bucks.
And what is your year frame of this?
Since Jalen Hurts has entered the NFL. 5 years? 5 years?
Listen,
that sounds right.
I like football, but I don't know how long all 105 million of these.
I don't know either, but it's been a couple years now. They've played each other for at least the last 3 years. I have the Bucks. We both have the Bucks.
Listen, the Bucks managed to come back every single game. I can't imagine this one being any different. Baker Mayfield just gets angry and runs the ball successfully, repeatedly.
No.
And then Emeka Egbuka?
Emeka Egbuka looking really well. I definitely think this game, if Godwin and Wirfs aren't playing, I kind of like the Eagles in this game. But the way it sounds is both of them will be good, and I think the Bucks can win it. So we'll have to see on Sunday. We will be keeping a close eye on that game. Next up, Titans-Texans. 2 0-3 teams duking it out in Houston.
One of them finally get a win, babe.
This is true. One of them will get a win.
It's the Titans.
I think I agree. I think the Titans are the better team. I think Houston has just not looked good. Not that the Titans have looked particularly good, but the Titans casually put up 20 against the Rams and put up 20 against the Colts.
They just don't have.
I think they've looked better than the Texans have this year, and I think they'll win. I think the Texans are going to have pretty darn close to a winless season, unless they can get their act together. What are you doing over here? Give me that. Colts, Rams. We're split on this one. This is the second game we're split on. The only other game we're split on. You have the Colts upsetting the Rams.
Listen, Indiana Dimes.
She has a point.
Need I say more?
I am saying that the Rams should have won against the Eagles last week.
Should have.
Besides the point, look, I'm saying that the Rams should have won last week. and that might make them the best team in football. Like, they've had a really good 3 games. It's 2.5 games, sure. They've had a good 2.5 games. I think they'll win this. I think it'll be close, and I think it's anybody's game, but I do think the Rams will come away with the dub. Next game is San Francisco versus the Jaguars. We both have 49ers taking this W. I haven't liked what I've seen out of Trevor Lawrence. Honestly, just too many picks. I want to say he's thrown a pick in every game. Um, and unfortunately, eventually teams are going to capitalize. Like, eventually they're going to play good teams, and those teams are going to capitalize. Because they beat Carolina week 1, and then they lost to the Bengals week 2, and then they just beat the Texans week 3. I don't think they have a very good resume, and I think that Trevor Lawrence is going to throw 2 picks again, and San Francisco is going to be able to capitalize. I do think Brock Purdy's coming back, and that's only going to make it worse. But that's that. Big game coming up. Some people saying game of the week. Ravens Chiefs, both of which. I mean, there's 3 games of the week if we're being honest. Eagles, Bucks, Rams, Colts, Ravens, Chiefs will all be game of the week caliber. At least on paper, they should be.
Listen, you have Ravens up here and the Chiefs down here.
Yeah, that's why I have the Ravens winning.
How does that? It can't be game of the week if there's that big of a split.
The fact is they're both 1-2, and frankly, either of them could win this game. Like, don't forget. Look, the Ravens were up. Both of their losses, the Ravens were up, and they let the game slip.
This time, the Chiefs are going to be up, and the Chiefs are going to choke.
I hope so. I want the Ravens to win this game. I think they're the better football team. I think they should win this game. That doesn't change the fact that it should be a good game.
It's going to be like 12 to 18.
This is acceptable. Next game.
The Ravens.
Bears, Raiders. We both have the Bears. We both have chalked this up to a Chicago dub. The Bears looked really good last week. I don't know if you noticed, but they took care of business against the Dallas Cowboys, which isn't exactly impressive considering it's the Cowboys. But you know what? They still came out and got the W, and we still will give them credit for it. Frankly, the Raiders have not looked very good. So I think this is a Bears victory.
Listen, win this week and Green Bay loses, Bears make the top teams above the Chiefs.
Above the Chiefs? You heard it here first.
Mostly just because I think the Chiefs suck.
You're just gonna bring in the Bears and move out the Chiefs, and you won't change anything else, no matter what happens. Anyways.
True.
I know.
If Green Bay loses, they're gonna be like right there with the Seahawks.
Well, that's fair. Speaking of Green Bay, that's our next matchup we're going to cover. Green Bay, Dallas. We both have Green Bay winning this game. Dallas has not looked good. They looked good in their first game against the Eagles, and then gave up 40 points to the Giants and almost 40 to the Bears. I think. Was it more than 40? It might have been more than 40. I don't remember. This only begs the question, how did the Eagles not put up 40 points? And I think that might have more to say to the Eagles than the Cowboys, but it's a topic for next week after they lose to the Bucks. 2 games left. Monday night slate. Monday night double header this week.
Baseball. And double headers baseball terms. Frost.
Jets at the Dolphins in Florida. We both have the Jets winning. The Dolphins have looked very bad.
Trying to save his life.
Nope. Tua's thrown a pick in every game, I'm pretty sure. Not unlike Trevor Lawrence. I think the Jets have looked way better than the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins have looked like a steaming pile of shit, while the Jets have actually been competitive with 2 decent teams in the Steelers and the Bucks. They got shut out by the Bills, but it's also the Bills. So the Jets should be winning this game. No questions asked, I think. Last game, very thrilling Monday night game between the Bengals and Broncos, which should be a shutout, right? Not unlike last week, probably.
Nah.
A friend of ours has Denver for their has Denver's defense this week in fantasy. Safe to say he'll probably do decent.
Listen, said friend has been supposed to do decent and has flopped hard every week in fantasy. So
this is true. Anyway, we both have the Broncos winning, safe to say. And I think that's pretty much cut and dry. So I don't really think there's much to say. Long story short, Joe Burrow just needs to retire and move on with his life to bigger and better things. Maybe request a trade. He did just get a contract, though, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he just got a contract.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea.
I'm aware. I'm pretty sure he just got a contract, though, so, like, hoping for free agency or going into... But also, he feels like... I don't know. He feels like a diehard Bengal. Like, the way he's...
Wasn't he supposed to be, like, their saving grace or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much. And then they didn't do anything to actually help him. And he's getting sacked more times than Andrew Luck has in the same number of games.
It's just that.
Did I show you this stat?
He's talented. Yes,
Joe Burrow's been sacked like over 200 times in however many games he's played, which is like 40 more times than Andrew Luck was sacked in the same number of games. Like, it's a ridiculous stat.
He's really talented, though.
He's so talented.
Like,
arguably should have won MVP last year. I think Joe Burrow probably should have had MVP last year. If you're talking about purely most valuable player to the team, I think Joe Burrow is easily their most valuable player. Whereas, like, I mean, the Bills really need Josh Allen too, but, like, maybe not as much. I don't know. It's a toss-up. I liked Burrow over...
The Colts need Indiana Dimes.
Lamar. Burrow over Lamar. I like Burrow over Allen for the MVP, but also, like, the Bengals not making the playoffs, I understand why people didn't vote for him. So, true.
That's exactly why he needed an MVP.
Fair.
If you can take your talent and go to a team that's notoriously awful and, like, invest in that team to the point where, like, people are, like, saying that you could be the MVP, like, that's why you would deserve that. Not because you went to the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, that's great. You're, like, genuinely, your athleticism is amazing. All of the guys in this NFL, though, like, are doing things that I could never in a million years hope to even come a tenth of the way close to. Like,
that's fair.
But this man is, like, his skill, if he was on any of the, like, oops, sorry. I'm knocking things over. If he was on any of the, like, top 15 teams, that team would be, like, number one.
This is true.
Like, hands down.
I watched a Madden 25 video, Madden 26 video, where this guy gave Burrow a 99 overall offensive line, and they went like 15-2. Which is probably fair, if we're being totally honest. I mean, their Bengals defense needs to get their act together too, but...
But, like, if you can be that dedicated to a team that you know isn't going to protect you the way that if you had the protection that some of these bigger teams had, like...
no, that's true, so...
And then, like, not only just, like, not go to the playoffs, but still do okay. Like, I don't know. That is more deserving of, like, an MVP title than taking your team to the playoffs. Like, taking your team to the Super Bowl. Unless it's one of those, like, underdog stories. Like,
that's fair.
If a mid team went and won the Super Bowl this year, like, that quarterback or, like, one of their star players probably deserves the MVP.
Well, the MVP, the honors are given before the Super Bowl. So, that's voted on beforehand. But, I mean, yeah, if the Colts went to the Super Bowl, if the Colts are going to the Super Bowl, there's an argument that Indiana Jones deserves MVP. Especially if he played well, right? Like,
which he's played well.
Yeah. I think, if nothing else, you'll probably get comeback player of the year. Like, genuinely.
Colts genuinely have a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
I think they look good. I think they have a real test. I think if they keep it competitive with the Rams this week, that's proof that they're a real team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, they don't even need to win. In my eyes, if they're competitive with the Rams, who should be a top 5 team, like, have been a top 5 team this year, if they're competitive with the Rams, frankly, the Colts are real. Like, it's not that I don't think they're not real. Like, don't get me wrong. I think they're fairly real, and I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they're going to win the South, like no questions asked. But if they are close to the Rams, then we can talk about Super Bowl. Like, because that's real.
I like their team has just come out every week and played well as a whole.
Hmm?
Like some teams have come out and like utilized maybe two of their players, and everyone else has been
That's true.
comparatively mid or bad.
Hmm?
But like the Colts have come out week after week and shown up. Like they're using their players, they're using all of their players, like they're playing well together as like a team should instead of having their two-star players and that's all that they really throw to or do anything with.
What?
Like even I mean the Bucks are doing the same thing. Like they've been using a mix of their players instead of just like one or two. Like they could easily throw to Emeka Egbuka 8 out of 10 times, and he's gonna catch that ball because there's magnets in his hand and the ball. That's not. I don't actually believe that. That's not. But like he can catch anything. Like we've seen his insane one-handed catches over the last 3 weeks, and he's a rookie. Like that's his. It's his first year in the NFL, and he's that good. Like barring injury,
you're gonna have to rely on him this week.
I mean, yeah, they've got a bunch of their good play, like a bunch of their players are injured. But I also don't think they're going to just rely on him. I think they're going to use everyone.
No, they won't. They're not gonna. That the Bucks have always been a team that have not had like the superstar, like the number one player. Obviously, Mike Evans has gotten 1,000 yards every year, but that's just because he's the best player on the team, and he's been. But like, no one talks about Mike Evans in the top five wide receiver group. Which, to be fair, I don't think he's a top five wide receiver in the league. But that's the point. The point is that the Bucks as a team have talent across the board. They haven't invested in one guy who's the top five receiver. They have honestly, they have five solid receivers. I mean, Evans, Godwin, Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, and Sterling Shepard are all great receivers. Now, to be fair, Mike just got hurt. Godwin's been injured for almost a year now, and Jalen McMillan's out until after the bye week. To be fair, but like that receiving room is like so talented across the board that they've never needed the number one guy. Whereas some of these other teams have like very clearly their number one guy, and the other players don't get as much love. Um, so I agree that the Colts have been really good. The Colts have looked really good. They just lost. I want to say Pittman. I'm pretty sure it's Pittman that just went down with on concussion protocol.
Was that the one that ran and caught the ball and we watched his head slam into the?
Yeah.
That was such an impressive catch. I'm mad they didn't count that.
Well, neither here nor there. The fact is, the Colts are the same way. Like the Colts have pieces across the board. And I mean, yeah, you can talk about Tyler Warren, the breakout rookie tight end, but like, or I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a top five running back in my eyes, like genuinely. Um, but like, none of their receivers are like all-star receivers, but they're all like competent. Like they're all good receivers. So Daniel Jones has those options. We're in New York, especially last year, like they really just had Malik Neighbors and nobody else was really that good.
Neighbors has not looked great this season.
That's also fair. So, but to be fair, he's playing with Russell Wilson, a quarterback, and teams are kind of trying to lock him up because he's their only good receiver. So he did have two crazy long touchdowns though from Russell Wilson against the Cowboys. You got to give him credit for that. But anyway, I think that's all from us. Thank you for tuning in to Fourth Down and No. Our producers are watching. We're definitely doing this on our own. This is not against our will at all. She's an agent of the gnomes. You'll have to join us next week when we give our recap video. I think that's the goal. I suppose we should talk about this because I haven't talked to her about it.
This was purchased yesterday.
This is true.
Those were purchased today. Our little
the producers.
gnomes.
The producers.
We bought them. We freed them from Hobby Lobby.
This is true. I think we do like weekly recap videos, maybe out on Tuesday. And then we could do weekly preview videos out on Thursday, like Thursday before the Thursday night game. Obviously, this week's a little different because we're recording this. I think the Thursday night game has started by now, so we're gonna go tune into that.
It's 18 minutes in.
Yeah. So we're gonna go do that, and I think once the year winds down, we'll look at doing playoff picture videos. Maybe not every week, but at least a couple playoff picture videos. And then it might not start till 8:20. That's Monday Night Football year.
Oh, it's not Monday.
No, it's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. We need to look at playoff picture videos.
It's 0-0.
Well, because they just started. What time? Oh, yeah, it's been a minute and 20 seconds.
Listen, it is still 0-0.
Anyways, we'll be doing playoff picture videos. We'll do playoff predictions. Once that comes around, yeah, content is on the way.
And then he's Frank.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Keep an eye out next week for our videos on week 4 recap and week 5 preview, where we will be breaking down all of the nitty gritty of what happened this week and all the fun matchups for next week.